Henry Cavill. This guy again. Hello and welcome to another episode of With Enough Prep Time. I'm your host, the Nerd Man, and today the Eternals first look teaser trailer has just dropped. I'm actually pretty excited for this Marvel movie. I'm a bit iffy about the Marvel universe in general. Sometimes I find it not kind of serious enough for my kind of taste, but in general, I do like what they do. I like the universe they've set up, and I think the more and more confident they've got, the better and more experimental they've got with their films and what they're doing. Now, they're still, I still think my favorite movies are DC movies. I'm a DC guy, but nonetheless, this is one of the ones specifically I'm really excited about. So today we're going to look through this, break this down, and really kind of, analyze what is going on in this film. So I'm going to do a kind of quite thorough breakdown with you, and we'll see. So Eternals. Okay. 1, 2, 3, go.
I love being with people. It's the most incredible thing in the world.
What are you doing? Oh, this is nice.
That world may change and evolve, but the one thing that will never change, we're all part of one big family. We are Groot.
Huh.
That man next to you, he's your brother. That woman over there, she's your sister.
Higher, further, faster, baby.
That's right.
We're all part of one universe.
Wakanda forever!
That moves ever upward and onward to greater glory.
Excelsior.
On your left.
Good times. Good times.
Assemble.
I've lived a lot of lives.
What the hell is all of this?
But I'm done running from my past. We have unfinished business.
Who's we?
Shang-Chi. Okay. That looks excellent.
When you love something, you fight for it.
So it's not really a teaser trailer.
We're the ones who changed everything.
Okay. Well, it wasn't quite what I expected. I might have to.
But I'm done.
I might actually have to change the title of this because it wasn't quite what I expected. See, I don't know much about the Eternals, and that's what makes me really excited for the movie. I'm hoping like it's a really cool concept that allows the Marvel to be freer and not feel the need to artificially inject kind of humor, you know, like to let the movie be itself. You know, if humor naturally spawns from the scenario of the movie, fine, but not to actually forcefully inject this humor in, which often is kind of corny to me in the Marvel universe. I just, if the comedy was good, I'd like it, but like I just often find the comedy really off-putting. But these later films, I felt like they've had the confidence, you know, again, you know, it started a long time ago actually with like something like Winter Soldier and, you know, beyond. And some of the comic movies, the more comedy heavy movies have actually been fairly funny. Say Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, I thought that was pretty damn good. But as I was saying, like basically, I felt like when they've been freer to just tell their story, you know, whether it be Winter Soldier, even Infinity War, kind of, you know, they don't feel the need to get bogged down in what are now kind of Marvel tropes, you know, then I think that's when they do the best films. And I feel like this new what they're doing with the new movies with Phase 4, that seems to be where they're going, and especially with this multiverse stuff, I think that it's getting more interesting for me now, and I'm actually starting to become a really big fan of the MCU in a way that I was only like 50-50 before. I'm much more on board, and I love what they're doing with Shang-Chi. That looks, you know, really excellent. So Shang-Chi and the Eternals and Black Widow, again, you know, they seem to be like, yeah, we can take this a little bit more seriously with this one. So Black Widow, I'm kind of really excited for. I think they all look like excellent movies. And they look bigger. They look, the cinematography is improved because like MCU really used to look like TV movies to me. You know, the cinematography was never special. I think even the CGI was always on point with Marvel, but it's got even better. It's got tighter. The scores, the music is better. You know, even Black Panther was Oscar nominated for its score. So all of those things kind of coming together are just making Marvel just a much more finely tuned beast or machine when it comes to their movies. So I think this next phase is probably going to be the best phase, or alternatively, people might get a little bit, you know, of fatigue with superhero movies. But the good thing about Marvel at the moment and what they're doing is, I think they're aware of the fatigue. They're aware that people are getting fatigued. There's so much superhero stuff. So they are trying to take these original spins on these things that will make it a little bit more interesting. Because when I look at certain DC movies, I think, you know, something like Shazam would have been a massive hit, like if it was made in the 90s or if it was made in, you know, the early 2000s, around the time of Batman Begins. I think Shazam would have been everybody would have loved, you know, Shazam. But Shazam suffered from being a movie out there too late. People are used to that kind of formula of the superhero origin, and they kind of are like more interested in where the superheroes go from there. So Marvel aren't retreading that, oh, let's bring out a bunch of different superheroes' origins again. You know, they're doing new films that are mainly, you know, already in the action. You know, they've already got in there. And the story is, you know, starts beyond the character's origin, beyond just introducing the character. I don't even think Shang-Chi looked to me like a typical origin. It looked like more like, you know, just an action kung fu movie that starts kind of in the middle of this guy's journey. And I think that's sensible of them, because retreading that ground that they did in phase 1, 2, and 3, I think would be a big mistake. And I think that that's what's very, very exciting about what I'm seeing with all of these movies, going forward. But the Eternals, again, it's a team movie. They started straight from a team movie. They didn't think, oh, let's introduce each of the Eternals separately and come, they just went straight into that team movie. And hopefully it won't have that origin vibe that, say something like Guardians of the Galaxy had, where it's getting the band together kind of thing, because I think, again, that would be retreading ground that they've already, that they've already treaded. So again, looks exciting. Now let's go to the Eternal section of this.
When you love something,
Okay, so that's cool.
you fight for it.
Okay, so we've got a speedster here. I like the way that speedster moved. The way that speedster moved was awesome. That was awesome. See, this is what I'm talking about, because I don't like the slow motion speedster anymore. The slow motion speedster has been done to death. I want to see speedsters move at their speed, and it looked like, that was great. If that's the way they're depicting their speedsters, that's awesome. Look at this. Wow. DC, whoever directed this, call them fucking up. Amazing. If they do the action scenes of whoever that character is like that, that is going to be awesome. And the cinematography, again, looks clean. It looks interesting. I'm intrigued by the concept. I'm going to go into this completely blank. I don't want to know anything. And I'm hoping that I'm going to be blown away by what they do. It's got a great cast. Let's look at the Eternals cast a second. It's got a fantastic cast as well. Oh wow! All right, let me share this with you. So, and oh wow, Nomadland, Oscar-winning Nomadland is the director. Marvel just knows how to do it right, bro. It's straight up. They just know how to do it right. No matter, as a DC fan, I've just got to put my hands up and say Marvel does know how to do this shit right. Every step they take is the right fucking step. Even with the films that I didn't particularly enjoy, there was a sense of cohesiveness, a plan. They knew what they were doing. And so looking at the cast now, you have a really fantastic cast. You've got Chloe Zhao, who's just, won the Oscar basically for Nomadland. I haven't seen that film yet. I will be watching it. Absolutely. I've loved the Oscar movies this year. And if she won, hopefully she rightfully won, then, I imagine that means that this film is really, the film Nomadland is really good. I'm wondering who wrote the script. Okay, script by Kaz Furpo and Ryan Furpo. We'll look them up afterwards. Kit Harington and Richard Madden. That's interesting. Two Game of Thrones alumni being in the cast, so that's great. I love Richard Madden as an actor. I think he's really, really good. Angelina Jolie, Gemma Chan. I know her from somewhere, but I can't remember. You've got Brian Tyree Henry, Zayn Al. You've got very, very good, again, representation. They're moving into that sphere as well, which is good. You've got Salma Hayek, Kamul Nanjiani. I'm kind of really interested in what he does in the movie. So that's going to be really fun. Oh, by the way, don't worry, guys. I'm going to come to answer your basically any comments that you have in the comment section, I'll be there to answer them in just a moment. So yeah, altogether, this is a really exciting project. It's got Millie Bobby Brown in it. She's excellent. So what have these guys done? Kaz Furpo, IMDb, the writer here, Kaz Furpo and Ryan Furpo. I don't know many of these. So short written by, okay, short. Oh, they wrote Child's Play short, really? So all short films up until now. But hell, you know, again, Marvel is going around looking for these people that, you know, again, opening up their universe to like different talents, different voices. They're just doing it right. They're doing it the right way. And for them to have found a writer who works on short films and hired them for the Eternals, that's genius. If this is a short film, if those short films are actually really good. So again, you know, hats off to Marvel doing it the right way. That's what DC should be doing, finding the talent they're out there to actually do these movies. So before I go, I'm just gonna look up this. So I didn't think this counts as a trailer. Yeah, I didn't realize it wasn't a trailer. I thought it was. I saw Eternals, people putting up the trailers and stuff like that. So I thought it was. And man, Stan's voice gives me some tears. Yeah, it was. I wish he had have said Excelsior at the end. I think they should have got a clip of him saying Excelsior, because I always used to love that from the animated films. DC Universe is death. MCU is kings again. Yeah. Yeah. Sad, isn't it? Akanksha Jowsel, DC is definitely dead, but I wouldn't say MCU is the future. There's a reason why the last movie was called Endgame. Finally, you got Wonder Woman is a killer who murdered people. Don't know why you're Snyder's cult killed DC Universe movies. Yeah, all right. I don't agree with it. Well, I think poor management did that. The multiverse is lazy. For LOL, Snyder's fanboys kill DC Universe movies. Yeah, okay. But why are you hate DC multiverse movies? Why are you a hypocrite? I don't know what you mean. I don't think I'm a hypocrite at all. I don't hate anything. MCU, that's okay. Zack Snyder's should learn this shit. Not that interested in Eternals. The cast is great, but honestly, IDC, I don't care about Eternals. Need to see a full trailer to decide. Yeah, I mean, I liked what I saw. You know, I'll you know, what I saw was pretty damn cool. I like the way the speedster moved there, but apart from that, you know, it wasn't much of anything really. You hate DC multiverse movies? No, I don't. I like the Batman. I like Shazam. I hope the Flash is good. I just don't see a cohesive plan. That's all I've ever said, Kancha. I want a cohesive plan from DC. I want them to open up to more screenwriters, more directors, and I want them to be able to honor the tone of movies and the kind of movies that have generated interest from the DC fandom. DC fans do like certain tones and certain things in their movies, and I just want DC to keep to that. That's all. I think the tone, the thing that is nice about DC is having director-driven movies, okay? But they need to be able to plan how they can have those director-driven movies in a more successful way. That's all I'm saying. It's all I've ever said. I like Shazam. That's a light-hearted movie. It's got humor in it, but it's a director-driven movie, and that's what I like about it. It's got a vision. It's got a heart. It isn't just part of a conveyor belt of movies that they have to bring out to get to the big story arc at the end. It's got an individual person's personality behind it, and that's what I like about DC when they do that. But the problem is, even within that, you still have to give your directors some ground rules and make sure your scripts are tight. Make sure before you even shoot a frame that you've got a tight script. And David Goyer is not going to give you a tight fucking script. Patty Jenkins is not going to give you a tight script. You've got to go to the screenwriters. You've got to go and do the work and make sure that when that script comes out, it's the tightest script possible. And how do you do that? You make sure you go to people who are, like the Oscars, Oscar nominated screenwriters, good idea, other people like that. And you divvy up the work so that to ensure, that somebody isn't having to do double duties, writing a whole fucking trilogy by themselves. It's, there's just a much better way of doing these things. There really is. And DC needs to know better. It really does. Are you also Sasha Cal Latino Supergirl? Do I like her? Yeah, I think she's fine. Did you think Sasha Cal Latino Supergirl meet Henry Cavill? No, I don't think so. I think Henry Cavill's out. Denis Villeneuve should be direct JL movie trilogy with new actors. I would love that. That, for instance, would be, for me, a really cool idea. If he's interested, if he'll do the homework, I would absolutely love that. That's the kind of thing that they should be doing. Yes, right. Okay, good, guys. I'm going to leave it there. Thanks so much. Really, please do like, subscribe if you haven't seen my videos before. And you know what? I'll see you on the flip side. Love you 3000. Oh, and comment. I love the comments. Love you 3000. Peace.